And our Professor Wale Aderemi is a professor of political science, Lagos State University. He joins us via Zoom to discuss the recent developments after the Niger coup. Now, Prof, what particularly strikes you about the latest developments in Niger? I mean, we see President Tinubu had met former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, on Tuesday, who, after his meeting with the ECOWAS chairman, said he is hopeful that the diplomacy will help resolve the political situation in Niger Republic. So remember, General Abdulsalami had led an ECOWAS delegation to Niger over the weekend for what is termed, the final negotiations for a return of power to the deposed President Mohamed Bazoum. So if those negotiations are termed final, is that not an ominous sign? What do you think? What do you take of that?
No, I mean, it's playing ball. They're just playing hardball. You have to have these hard posturings, to at least make the junta take you seriously. So I'm not sure, anybody can say what a final, as long as the prospect for talking, for peace and dialogue, on the table, everybody's going to seize upon it. So they're going to say final so that the junta does not, get emboldened and then, get more assertive and brazen, and say, no, we're not. So ECOWAS, they're doing the right thing. They have to, make this very hard, belligerent posturings to make the junta take it seriously. So final does not necessarily, portend immediate conflict or war, no, but it only shows, the urgency that is required to once and for all put pay to this unacceptable coup.
Meanwhile, the African Union has now gone ahead to suspend Niger Republic until constitutional rule is restored in the country. There is already a set of ECOWAS sanctions in place, causing hardship for the people of Niger. Now, these are strong, armed tactics. How do you see the situation playing out?
Now, from reports we get, and this is the bit that really worries me, is the increasing externalization of the conflict. You see the PMCs, are getting more and more involved in the conflict, so to say, this impasse. Don't forget that Niger is located in the Sahel, which is a hotbed for terrorist activism. You have Prigozhin, and all these PMCs are there. You have Al Qaeda, ISIS, they're all there in the Sahel, and they are all labor for the junta to pull, against the West or the rest of the civilized world. So that's the bit that really worries me. I just recently, I think today or yesterday, we see Prigozhin making this post, that yes, is in Niger, and there's anybody to attack the junta and all of that. So that is the bit that worries me, and that is why. The AU, even though the Security Council had resolved, to suspend Niger for, I think about a week now, they only made this announcement today, and they have warned Prigozhin to steer clear of Niger. So this is the bit, that worries me, because with the involvement of all these private military, you call them by their name, these mercenaries, it could embolden, the junta and give them the wrong signals, and make them resist dialogue and a peaceful resolution of the crisis. And that is why the AU and ECOWAS, and rightfully so, see Niger as one coup too many, and that will do what it takes, to stop this tidal wave of military takeovers. Now, what you say, and that is very correct, and that is one hope I think may hasten the resolution of this crisis, is that the sanctions on Niger, are biting very hard, very, very hard. The financial sanctions, closure of borders, no imports going in, of course, Nigeria cut electricity supply. So these are biting hard. And but you see, the thing with sanctions is that it takes time, to really, really, force you to, surrender or, come, to resolution. But hopefully, the sanctions will eat in, and we'll see a peaceful resolution. I still think, the prospects for peace, are very, bright. and I think that not the junta, not ECOWAS, not AU, are really keen on bloodshed or war. It's costly, and nobody really wants to go that route.
Okay, so Prof, we heard General Abdulsalami described the meetings in Niger Republic as fruitful. Now, can you educate us on what these diplomatic terms mean in real terms?
Yeah, it's fruitful. It's always fruitful in diplomatic terms as long as, there's prospects to talk. As nobody's shutting down, okay, you're willing to remember, initially, the Nigerian junta, will not allow the ECOWAS, the UN, and, these peacekeeping forces to even come into Niger, but we've seen a de-escalation of, that face-off. Now we're talking, we're on the table, and as long as, the prospect for dialogue, is available, then it's hopeful. It's hopeful whether or not we reach a compromise, whether we break the ice or not, as long as both parties are willing to talk, to negotiate and to dialogue, then in diplomatic terms, it's still fruitful.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Wale Aderemi, a professor of political science, Lagos State University. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.